this is 11 things about me that people have been sending in and asking um, for the film series. So here we go. What was it like going to LA and working with Danny Glover? Nerve-wracking. No, it was cool. It was really cool. I was really lucky with the chance to put Danny Glover in the film. It happened very quickly, but it didn't happen very quickly. The film was complete, and what happened was a distributor had offered me the chance. We had 14, 15 different distributors wanting the film, and one offered us the chance to put a star in it as well. So a few names were mentioned and things like that. Danny Glover came up, and for me, with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers and things like that, the Danny Glover type of character would fit into the universe that I was trying to create and am trying to create. So it seemed to fit. Then the task for me was to go and write a new piece that would fit as a new story thread through the film, which actually worked out really well because the immovable heart travels across 3 different timelines. So the idea that his perception is distorted, and by the end the perception comes back together. That perception distortion was doing the same thing to audiences as it was intended to do. But some audience members didn't like that. So this gave us a chance to help people understand earlier on where things were at and how they were piecing together. So I wrote a story around that, around Fudo Shin again and the immovable heart, and that his character was piecing together the film. When I had that story, we showed it to the distributor, and then we were seeing when he would be available. And this was on a Wednesday. It turned out he was available Friday, and then we were going to Cannes and everything was going to be pushed back. So I literally found myself the next day getting on a plane, because Australia is a day in front of the USA. So Thursday there, or Friday there, is our Saturday. So I had to get on a plane pretty much instantaneously, drop everything and just go. And I did it so much to the fact that I didn't know where the location was that we were filming at. It hadn't been confirmed. Money wasn't in my account that should have hit my account by then, so I was booking and flying overseas with no money, with no accommodation, and not knowing where that this was going to take place. And this was my first time in LA. I actually left my phone charger behind, so I was 15 hours to LA with a battery that was dying, not knowing where I was going to be or accommodation. I think I got to the airport and had 27% life on my battery, so I checked the emails and saw where we thought the location was going to be. So I just took a taxi into Hollywood and got dropped off at this production office where I thought that the shooting might be taking place. So I said to the person there, is there a filming coming tomorrow which is with Danny Glover and booked under XYZ? Turned out yes, there was. So my next solution was, where can I sleep? Where's the accommodation? Luckily I found a hotel just around the corner, maybe 2 or 3 blocks. But the internet wasn't working, so I would be up to McDonald's to get the internet so that I could use the free Wi-Fi and communicate with my now 16% battery life. I'm here, I have no phone power connection. And then luckily a person came and loaned me a charger so that I could charge my phone and have power. The internet wasn't working at the hotel I was staying at. So it was like that the whole time. And then the shoot with Danny Glover was very quick. It was an introduction, a meeting, and then we were straight into the character. I already had his arc and everything planned out, knowing that he wouldn't have a great deal of time to learn lines and things like that. So I broke it down into segments, and we would just shoot pieces and pieces and pieces, and then move on and move on and move on. And turned it around, I think, from 11 o'clock till 2 o'clock. So in the space of 4 hours, we'd shot his entire sequence for the film. And he's in the film about 16, 20 minutes of the film. And he's a fairly main character, as you see when you watch it. So the experience of filming with him was kind of surreal. I would work with him here like this, direction, chat with him, and then time for action, I'd turn and look at the monitor. And for me, I grew up watching Lethal Weapon and Danny Glover and things like that, so I would be watching the screen and it would be like, oh, there's Danny Glover in a film. And then when I would turn and see him in person, it was like, there's Danny Glover, and he's saying lines and he's talking about things that I created, the GT440 and Reeve, and trying to piece together. And this is, for me, already 6, 7, 8 years into this series. So to have a movie star that you grew up watching like that, it was surreal. And then he'd call my name. Hey, Rob, come over, I've got a question. And it's a very bad American accent there, I apologise. And as he was saying it, I would walk over and, yep, okay, I'd be listening. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you're still thinking, Danny Glover just said my name. Danny Glover's asking me how to say these lines in a film. I'm telling Danny. It was, yeah. But it was too quick to really think about. It was all, again, like in a day I was in LA, and then I was shooting with him, and then it was done. And then I was off to San Francisco for training, and then I was back home. And, you know, in 5 days I'd had this life-changing experience where I was able to go to Hollywood and direct a movie star and work with a really good crew. So it was surreal and just something I'm very grateful for.